Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Nights here with Shawn Hook. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Are you living in Canada still? Are you in LA? What are you
I
at?
am like 50-50.
Okay.
I have a place in Sherman Oaks and a place in Vancouver.
Okay. Where's Sherman Oaks?
Sherman Oaks is like, like the Hollywood sign?
Yeah.
It's the other side that no one
Oh,
ever sees. They call it the Valley.
Oh, right.
So I'm a Valley boy.
You're a Valley boy.
Yep.
Have you noticed that you say like in between every other word?
I try not to,
Oh,
but
okay.
every now and then it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Sweet. That's so awesome. What a perfect ideal situation to be like.
It's good. There's a lot of studios down there. A lot of friends that I work with and write with all live in the Valley, so it's a good spot.
Right, and a lot of warm weather that you can escape.
Yeah.
But I guess being from BC, you're not even in the worst situation.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So you
It's
really
like
have,
the mild part of Canada.
You have nothing to complain about at all.
I don't. I really don't. I was in Ottawa a couple days ago and it was minus 21 during sound check.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
How do you even perform in a situation like that?
Well, they had a heating pad,
Oh, okay.
which was amazing, and like tricks, like a heater blowing on me, so that definitely warmed it up where I was sitting. But it's cold. It's definitely challenging.
Yeah, I feel like you just start like jittering while you're like performing.
There's a certain point. There's a piano that's hard because like there's a certain point where you're thinking right and you think you're moving right, but your body literally just shuts down and the fingers just don't go where you want them to go.
That shouldn't be legal. That's crazy. Luckily,
Right?
it's a little bit warmer here in Toronto.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a balmy, 4 degrees today?
Yeah.
It feels like spring.
I know you've been enjoying it, out and about shopping.
I went shopping today.
Nice. Really enjoying your time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. And there's a reason that you're in town. Well, you're going to shoot the new music video, right?
Yes, that's right. And that's why I was shopping. I got some good
okay.
looks
Gotcha.
for the music video.
Oh, that's sweet. You can just pick out what you want to wear yourself. You don't have a stylist.
I
go and
do
all
have
the
a
things.
stylist. I work with Hugo Boss and I work with JP Riccio, who actually is a floor director in the building here.
Oh, no way.
For Your Morning.
Wow,
Yeah.
small world.
He's been with forever. But he's great. So he pulled a bunch of looks from Hugo and I went in and I picked them. So that's my my style expertise is like, oh, I like that.
That's such an easy job to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about the song. I Don't Want to Dance.
Sure.
Congrats on it. It's a banger.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
How was the process with creating the song? Where did the
It was-
inspiration come from?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Like this past year, I changed labels to Ultra Music, and Ultra is more known as like a dance leaning label. And we had a really good meeting when I signed with them. We talked about the kind of record we wanted to make, and I went on a bunch of writing camps. And this actual I Don't Want to Dance came out of a writing camp an hour outside of Toronto in Oswego, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
On Six Nations, which is one of the largest First Nations reserves in Canada. And it was a really great camp. There wasn't much around us besides this amazing studio, Jukasa Media. And we were just like basically locked in the studio for a week. And I met these two writers, a writer from Denmark and a writer from the UK. And we got together and we just locked ourselves in the room and had one of the most fun writing sessions I've had in a long time. And we wrote I Don't Want to Dance.
Nice. What is it about a writing session that then makes it so fun? Like, how do you get that?
I went golfing in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
So I came into the session, like I had a really good golf game and I had such good energy. And I think that all the people at the camp were just really happy to be there.
Mhm.
And personally, I didn't have any expectations on that camp because I already had songs in my mind that I thought were going to be my singles. And I had just come back from Europe and a writing camp in London. And so I was kind of like, I didn't have much pressure.
Right.
And I think that's what it, when you write a song, you kind of you don't want to force yourself to write a hit song or write a song. You want to write it because you capture the moment that's there and you just go with the flow. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, because I feel like a writing camp would be a lot of pressure. Like, I feel like you show up and you're like, okay, I have to write this and this and this song, and I have to, already have things in your head ready to go.
Yeah.
But that's good that it's more fun than that.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. It is a lot of pressure. But when you can get in situations where everyone's cool and it's a great location, then thankfully things happen now I got a single out, which is great.
Yeah, there you go. Sweet. And then you're shooting the music video for it on Friday. Can you tell us anything about what we can expect from the music video?
Yeah, the video it's really artistic and really cool. There's going to be some dancing involved. I might be involved in the dancing.
Okay, yeah.
But
I would hope that there would be dancing, especially with like a bop like this. So I'm glad to hear it.
I'm excited. We're working with Kai's choreographer, so I'm super excited. I'm a big fan of Kai's and I love her dancing as well as her music, so it should be a lot of fun.
Nice. Super excited to see it. Should be good. So when Bell Let's Talk was not that long ago, you posted a video and you were very candid and very open and vulnerable, which I thought was really cool. And you talked about things like anxiety and like having panic attacks and stuff. Do you find that is that something that came with like the fame that you have and the success that you have?
It's interesting. I think I have, the older I get, the more I check in with myself, like, am I where I want to be? Is this like where I thought I would be 5 years ago, 10 years ago? And then, I hold a lot of my personal worth in my work, in my artistry. And the couple experiences I've had where I've had really bad anxiety attacks, or when I was on tour, and there's other people that are dependent on what I do, and I worry a lot about, like, my musicians, my guitar players, my drummers, my front of house, my manager, like my fans, like a lot of people. And then sometimes all that pressure really builds up, and it's tough to cope with it sometimes. So yeah, I opened up about that on Bell Let's Talk, because I think that it's so important that there's people like that feel that are like me, totally. That need a little bit of inspiration to come forward, and I think it's a great initiative for mental health awareness. And I just wanted to share one of my stories, because I know a lot of people are battle with it a lot more severe than I do, and so that's why I shared.
Yeah, that's so sweet that you did, and I'm sure that there's so many other people that can relate to that. So that's so great.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you would like see where you are in your success and like see where you want to be and whatever. Do you find that is such a hard thing too, especially with like social media and numbers and all of that? That's the worst, right?
It is the worst.
I can't even imagine like being in a position that you're in and then having to deal with like social media and like negative comments and all of that as well.
Yeah, it's wild, and it's tough not to pay attention to it, because a lot of what I do on the business side is like everyone's looking at your analytics. How many streams do you get? Right. How many likes do you get on that photo? Like, oh, this, everyone's giving you advice. So maybe you should post something like this and post something like this. It's like, at the end of the day, I just want to be me and just do what I do. But there's a lot of pressure from so many different forces, and it's tough to get away from. You just have to have a strong network of friends and a strong, belief in yourself.
Yeah,
I try to.
Yeah, and before we were talking a little bit about TikTok and how it's like it kind of seems like the success is from the people who don't try very hard, and that's like social media too, right? It's just you can try so hard in so many ways, but I feel like unless you're just your authentic self, then it works. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So you released an EP back in 2017.
I did.
What is the plan now? What are you gonna do?
So the new single, "I Don't Want to Dance," is the first single off the next EP that will be coming out later this spring. We haven't given a release date yet, but I can tell you most of the songs except one are done.
Ooh, okay.
The last one we're just finishing production on.
Yeah. Nice. That's so exciting. So can we expect a lot more like dancey feels like
I would
this one?
say rhythmic pop leaning, not necessarily straight up dance, but there's definitely dance music on it. But it's like kind of a hybrid between what I've done and some new music and production styles that I'm inspired by.
Yeah. When you have a song finished, are you like, okay, this is going to be a hit? Because you've had such success in the past. Is it easy to like make that now?
It's not easy ever.
No.
And it gets harder. And because I'm harder on myself, there's always people that, that offering their advice. And it's not just me. I have a team of people that I trust. And sometimes I really have to fight for a song if I really believe in it. And I guess that's the feeling you're talking about. Sometimes I do really connect to something, and you really kind of know in your gut. And that's my only barometer. But it is a team effort too. So thankfully, like, the songs that we've chosen thus far it's been like a mutual decision, and it's kind of, you take the read in the room, how people are reacting to it, and go from there.
Yeah, and that's got to be a good feeling too when you like have songs that you fight for in the past and then they go on and succeed.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Track record, reputation. You think that would get you there, but then there's also like the outside forces like, oh, did you hear this new single that's popping off over there? Maybe you should try something like that. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a second, that's not who I am. And so it's kind of a battle sometimes. But thankfully my position I'm in now, the label I'm working with now, and it's been a really constructive team effort.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, congrats on all your success. Congrats on the new single. Excited for the EP.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.